Before we finish coding our different icons in our template, let me point out real quick that the code that we've used right now to pull in icon fonts is the same that we would use to pull in any other kind of font. So if we jump over to our CSS and we jump to our base here, where we import a font using font face, we can do this with a font that we want to use for regular text. And we can add multiple font faces here and just give it different font family names. There's a couple of good sources for free web fonts. If you go to Google and you do a quick search, free web fonts, near the top you'll see FontSquirell and Google Fonts. Now if we go to FontSquirell, you can narrow down the fonts that you're looking for by using tags or classifications over here, or you can do a quick search for a font here. Underneath the fonts, it indicates whether this is a font that can be usable on the web. And if you find a font that you'd like to use on your website, let's find something a little bit more interesting here. How about this one? You can click on it and then click on the Web Font Kit here. Now on certain fonts, we would get a dialog here where we can download the font face code for CSS along with different versions of the font. In this case, it says that because of licensing issues, we'll have to download the font and then use the web font generator, which you see up here, ourselves. So let's do that real quick. So we'll download this, let's expand it. Here's the font. And then if we go back to FontSquirell, we can go to Web Font Generator and Upload Fonts and select the font we just downloaded. We'll click the agreement and we'll click Download Your Kit. And then we'll download the zip file. Let's expand it. And if we expand the kit, we'll have the multiple versions of the font file that we would need to use this on the web in different browsers, as well as our CSS. And if we look at this, all that it is a font face declaration. This looks very similar to what we have in Font Awesome. And if we open up this web page, it will give us a demo. So here we are on a web page in our browser, and you can see as we select text here that even though these look like beautiful stylized letters, they're really just font. We can inspect the element to prove this. So the text here is AABB, and you see that text here. So for our project, we've been using the default font for sans serif in the browser. But if later we want to use some other font, we can easily do so using the font face declaration and using FontSquirell in order to generate the web font.